Well, hi again, everybody. Welcome back to On the Town with Suz and Doug. She is Suz. I am Doug, as we wave to you again. And we're going to do a special, edition of our show where we feature, or not feature, but talk about some of our favorite things in the world of entertainment. And we're going to go to game shows tonight, Suz. One of our favorite game shows that we watched growing up as kids, right?
Yes, Tattletales, and that was such a fun, such a cute show with Bert Convy, and they used to have so many really the guests, the array of guests that were on the show. It was so fun just to see everybody interacting on there, and always a good show.
Yeah, it was kind of an unusual. It was called a game show. It was almost more like a
Yeah,
talk show in a sense, right? Because they had three couples.
absolutely.
Uh, Usually, when they were married, sometimes they weren't married. They might have been just dating or something like that. But usually, married couples in show business, and they would ask them questions, and then one would be behind, three would be behind the stage, backstage, and
Yeah,
the other three out front. And they had these three monitors, right? And they'd
yeah.
ask the husbands or the wives first the question, and then of course they had to match the answer when they brought the wife or the husband on who was backstage. It was a simple game, but it was fun.
It was really fun, and it was always I just always enjoyed it so much. You know that you always wondered by week who would come on the show and who the guests would be, and then it was fun to see Bert Convy asking them questions
Yeah.
and cute like with the answer. It was almost
Really almost like a talk show,
like a talk show. It really was. It wasn't really.
but fun. Yeah, and the questions they would never get like dirty, but sometimes a little suggestive, but never. This was the
No.
'70s, so it
Yeah.
wasn't that way. But it was kind of like this, to see how the married couples, how well they knew each other, that kind of thing.
Exactly, and I used to really enjoy it. Yeah, it wasn't like something like the Newlywed Game, which could get
It was kind of a classier version of the Newlywed Game,
yes,
in a sense.
it was like, and
Yeah,
I much preferred Bert Convy to
Bob Eubanks. He
yeah,
was a little bit kind of kind of sleazy in a sense.
yeah. I really didn't like him too much. I'll be
Maybe not
I
personally, but I mean the way he asked the questions was a little sleazy sometimes.
yeah, it
Talking about
was.
Eubanks
He,
on the
my
New Orleans.
mom said she always got a cringy feeling. Yeah, you just didn't get a great feeling. I mean, maybe that's what he was trying to give off when
I
he
think
was.
that was a Chuck Barris show. That's what they went for, like that in the dating game. They pushed the envelope for that era.
Yeah,
Today it's nothing, but when you're watching it back then, it was kind of sleazy. Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of sleazy. I remember another show, the $1.98
I
beauty.
never saw that Doll and Beauty Show. That was another Chuck Barris show, but it was kind of a like a bad beauty pageant. Was that what it was?
And I'm trying to remember the guy who was the host. He was,
Was it Rip Taylor?
yeah,
The confetti guy. Now he was funny, elsewhere,
yeah,
but I never saw him on that show. He would like come out and throw confetti around and tell a bunch of bad jokes.
yeah, yeah. It was
It's a
definitely,
little bit like Paul Lynde, the way he
yeah,
talked, but he
yeah.
would come out and then throw confetti and just like almost yell at the audience for not laughing.
Yeah, I remember being in the 8th grade. Like we had just moved to Charlotte, and I used to watch that. And then, of course, the Newlywed Game, and
Yeah.
uh, I think my dad and I used to watch that. We used to
I remember
watch.
watching it as kids in New York when it first came on. I must have been like 6 or 7 when it first came on, and we watched a little bit. And even then, I thought this is kind of weird.
Yeah, it was. It
I
was
didn't
kind.
watch it too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
Tattletale. Actually, I remember the precursor to Tattletales in New York. There was a show called He Said, She Said.
Oh
It was the
wow.
same basic show. Joe Garagiola, remember the baseball guy? He was
Yeah.
the MC of that. And it was the same show. They had four couples and they'd ask questions,
Yeah.
but not quite as good. And then I think it was the same producer, it was Goodson Todman. And then they brought it back three or
Yeah.
4 years later with Bert Convy.
Burkhan. He was good. He was really
He was
good
really
at.
good. I didn't know his backstory till later on. He was a former baseball player. He played for the Phillies.
That is
But
so
he got
weird.
injured. I don't know if he made the big club, but he was in the Phillies organization. He wanted to be a ball player, but he got injured.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
was a good singer. So then he went into acting, and he was a Broadway guy, and he was a good singer. But Nobody
Oh, wow.
really knew that because he did game shows.
I no, and I didn't even realize it's so weird. I didn't know. I know he was a singer.
Yeah, really
That
good. Yeah, there's some clips on YouTube. You see him on the Tonight Show and stuff. Really good.
maybe
Yeah,
the right.
but
Yeah.
he did theater. He did Broadway, but
Okay.
you know, couldn't make a great living at that, I guess. So he got into doing game shows.
Okay. That is really interesting. Okay, so he did. It's interesting what you learn about. Yeah, I remember him on the Love Boat.
Yeah,
One.
he'd show up as a guest shot on Love Boat and other shows. Yeah,
He was
he was a good
good.
actor, pretty good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And but I didn't know that he had the baseball, so he was an athlete also.
I mean,
That's
he was well enough, good enough to play pro. I think he got injured somewhere in the minors, and that's where he realized he better do something else. But he could sing, so he got into show business, yeah,
wow.
acting and stuff. But
That
he was
is right.
good. He was funny.
Yeah.
He'd always come out and kiss before Richard Dawson. He'd go kiss the woman in the audience. Remember, they hand him the microphone and kiss the ladies in the audience.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. He was good too,
But,
Richard Dawson.
class. It wasn't sleazy.
No.
But I think
No.
women liked him for the
Yeah,
looks. I
yeah,
imagine.
I remember Richard Dawson. I he was
He did
good.
that to everybody, all the women on that Family Feud, right?
Oh yeah, he was just like he would always say, "Hello, darling. How are
Yeah.
you?"
Just for luck, he said. Just for luck. Yeah.
Just for love. I remember it was real. He was good. He had like this way of just making the
He was really good. Yeah. Obviously, I remember him from Hogan's Heroes. He was on
yeah.
that and
He
comedy
was
shows, laughing, and then he got into being on Match Game.
oh
Remember, he
wow.
was like the center guy in the lower. He was always the guy they picked for the final match. He was good at
Yeah.
match.
It was he I'm wondering like with Richard Dawson, was he more on game shows than he
He seemed to
actually
wind up on game shows after Hogan's Heroes.
was?
You saw
So
him
he really
on
acting, he
like
really
a
did
panelist.
like
Like
a
funny.
pan.
He was funny. Yeah.
He was good. Oh my gosh. So he didn't do as much acting as some of the
Yeah, pretty much once he got on Match Game, and then he got his own show. They gave him the Family Feud show. Yeah,
yeah, he was good at that.
and
He was
really
really
rocked that. Yeah,
he was my favorite host on
it was
that show.
good. Yeah, yeah. We'll maybe do a separate one on that video, but he was good on that show.
He was really good. I liked him and yeah,
But
I
on the Tattletale show,
yeah,
just some of the couples they would have on, like remember
yeah.
Stiller and Mira, they'd have on. Betty White, Alan Ludden,
I liked
people everybody knew, married couples usually. Uh,
yes.
they'd come on and they were funny. It was good.
It was really cute. Betty White and her husband was Alan.
Alan Ludden,
London.
Password. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, that is so cool. That she was a good actress, too.
she was good. Yeah, she had a ton of shows, Golden Girls, people remember, Mary Tyler Moore. Yeah.
She had been really
She was in
pretty.
that Hot Cleveland. Remember, that was her last show. She was like
Oh,
in
that
the 80s then,
was so
Yeah.
good. She was really good, and it was really. I saw pictures of her like when she was younger. Very pretty. She
She
was
was on
really.
TV going back to the late 40s, like in California. She was
She
like
had
one of the
really
early TV people. Yeah. Yeah, Dimple. Yeah,
dimples.
right.
She was really. Yeah, she was great. My mom said she had been very
And
pretty.
talk shows. She was like a great on talk shows too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had like a lot of could she sing? I wondered if
I
she
think she
was
sang. Yeah. Yeah, I think
wow,
she's.
she singer too. Yeah, she was a real versatile. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she passed away, I don't know, a year or two ago. She was 99, so pretty good run. Yeah.
was she the oldest living Golden Girl?
By a long time. Yeah, I think all the other ones passed away 15, 20 years before. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was
Yeah.
actually older than the one who played the mom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we all were. I think they were all older than the one who played the mom.
Oh
Yeah.
my. Is
The
the
mom
mom?
looked older, but she was, remember the mom of
Yeah.
Maude? Yeah.
Yeah.
That actress, Estelle Getty. I think
Yeah.
she might have been the youngest or the second youngest on that. She might, yeah, but she looked older. Yeah.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, she died a long time ago. Yeah, sadly. Yeah. I think she died first. She was one of the first to go. Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
there's another show we'll do on Golden Girls sometime, maybe.
yes, absolutely.
But yeah, they had great guests on. Remember, there was a comedy team, Mitzi McCall, Charlie Brill. They would find these comedy, or usually comedy teams, or husband and wife that were good at
Yeah.
kind of fake arguing, and they were funny. So they
Yeah.
on Tattletales. So they'd
I
bring them
like
back.
that. they would argue, and it was cute when he would ask Bert Convy would ask the couples the questions, and then they would have time to get and then you would see what the answer, how it compared
Right,
to.
right.
That was really cute. I used to watch that in the summer a lot too when
In
I
New
was.
York, it was on at in the afternoon, like after you got home from
Yeah.
school. Was it on? Like I think it was 4 o'clock, maybe 4:30 in New
Yeah,
York.
I think it was on, let's see, Tattletales. Yeah, it was on like at 4. Yeah. It was like 4 o'clock,
I think it
something.
came on after Match Game. It was like a
Yeah,
Match Game Tattletales block in New York.
yeah. It
I mean, it
was
was huge. The ratings on those two shows were, I mean, by
wow.
today's standards, almost like a prime time rating. Like 10, 15 million people watch that. Yeah, or
Yeah.
more.
And it's amazing how with a lot of game shows, like some stars had their first, like they said, Kirstie Alley was
She was
on
on Match Game. Yeah,
Match.
as a contestant. Right, I've
Beautiful.
seen that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she had just came from Kansas, and she was really pretty.
yeah.
On Yeah, and all the actors were all like, because she looked like an actress. She really looked good, and
Yeah,
they
I think that might have helped her get. Maybe she came out there to audition for stuff, but that helped her, right?
she was
Yeah.
really pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
another one on Tattletales. You're talking about early on. Cheryl Ladd was on with her husband before she
Oh,
was a Charlie's Angel.
oh my
She was
God.
married to somebody named David Ladd, I think, who was the son of
Yeah.
Alan Ladd. They were
Oh
on
my.
there, and they were good. They were on several times.
Oh my
This
God.
is She was just like a singer then, nobody really knew who she was. But
Oh my God.
yeah,
I wonder who now the dad, David
Alan
Ladd.
Ladd was a big movie star, like in the '40s, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so David Ladd, the son, was
I guess he was a producer, maybe the son. I'm not sure, but they were on the show and they were good. Yeah, that
wow.
was early Cheryl Ladd before Charlie's Angels.
She was very pretty.
I
Yeah.
just thought it was her birthday as we talk today, as we record this. 73. Looks great though. She can't be 73. We
No.
keep thinking of
Oh
her
my
as Charlie's
God.
Angels. She looks great. Yeah,
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Jacqueline Smith,
she looks
she's
great.
still
Yeah, yeah,
really good too. Yeah, those ladies have taken care of themselves. They
yeah.
really, Farrah just went down the.
Sarah sadly passed away a long time ago now, and I haven't seen Kate Jackson in anything. I don't know how she's doing. I guess she's all right.
Yeah, I wonder if she's okay. Yeah, haven't
Yeah,
heard. Wow, I can't believe she's 73. She's sure.
73. Yeah, but I mean, they show pictures of her recently. She doesn't look it. Yeah, she looks great. Yeah.
She's
Anyway,
really sick.
on the show, and I guess it ran 4 or 5 years, and then it was off for a few years, and then they brought it back, like in the '80s. But
Yeah,
I didn't watch it then. I was in college and I didn't get to see it. But
yeah,
it lasted another year or two then. But I remember seeing some videos recently. The later shows weren't as good. They brought a lot of like soap opera people on, and nobody knew who they were unless you watched that soap. So it wasn't
yeah,
that good.
yeah. And it's like, what is this?
Can't bring
Yeah,
a hit show back. It never works. They did that with Family Feud with Richard Dawson. It didn't work. Once it's over, that's it.
yeah. They really can't. And I think even like with
Match
Dallas,
Game too. They tried to bring that
y-
back.
when
Didn't
you
work.
something back, it never
Never
is.
No, I mean
Yeah,
when it's a hit, I'm talking about it. Just a
yeah,
classic. You can't do it.
you can't do it. If something's a hit and then it works, you can't keep. Yeah,
No.
it's sometimes.
Remember they brought it back as like the Hollywood Squares Match Game Hour. Remember that? In the
Oh
early
yeah,
'80s. They combined the two. It was awful. Then they had
I
another match game with some other guy hosting it. It was really bad.
gosh, yeah, yeah. It was like a match. Yeah, because he was so good at match game. You just
Gene
can't.
Rayburn. Yeah, we'll do a show on that. 'Cause that's a whole nother video we can
That
do on
was,
that.
and
That was
then the other show, The Price is Right. See, Bob Barker was
Bob
my
Barker.
favorite. He was really good. As
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think Drew Carey does a good job with that. I may be in the minority there, but he's been
yeah.
phoning that in since day one. But it's still on.
Oh my gosh,
He should have
yeah.
hung. He should have gotten a better host. But well,
You know
we'll
what
leave
it
that up to
was?
another show.
Well, women liked Bob Barker because he dressed
He was like
nice.
the perfect MC. I mean, he was a decent looking guy. I guess women thought so, but the guys liked him because he was a pro. He'd been on
Yeah,
another show, Truth or Consequences. I remember that show as a kid.
Oh my gosh,
That was
I
kind
didn't.
of like a funny game show. You know, that was pretty good.
Okay, and he was what
But yeah,
now?
Bob Barker, and then he did all the beauty pageants. Remember, he was the host of that for a long time.
Oh, good at
Miss
that.
Universe, Miss USA. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, he was so good at and yeah, my mom liked him.
got in a
Yeah,
little trouble with some of the models though, for a
yeah,
while.
the models on there
Diane
were.
Parkinson and him had a little fling, and she sued, and that was a big mess. Remember that?
Oh my god! And you know what? The models on there were so pretty.
The early models were, yeah. Was it
Very,
Diane, Janice,
really
and
pretty.
Holly? Holly was the other one, I think. Yeah,
They're not as. I mean, those models were really
the
pretty.
original one. Yeah, well, the ones that were there for many years, really. Yeah,
Yeah, like from the seven. They were
Bob,
really.
Bob maybe went a little bit. He kind of broke the cardinal rule of dating people you work with.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that
I
was
mean, this
kind
is
of
out
like.
public. This is not secret for telling. You know, this.
Oh my gosh! And it was like, oh my goodness! He
But
was. I remember hearing about. Was it Janice that
I think
he?
Diane Parkinson. Yeah, they were more than just coworkers
Oh
for a
my
while.
god!
And then they wound up firing her from the show, and then she sued, and I'm not sure how if she got a lot of money. I'm not sure how that ended up, but there was a big mess. Yeah, I don't think she was the only one either that Bob was involved with. I don't think. I could be wrong, but
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I
Ted
remember.
lived to 98 years old before he passed away earlier this year, right?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, he really. It was amazing. He was a golfer. I remember
He was into
too.
like martial arts and everything. He kept himself in decent shape, but yeah, bit of a rascal, I guess, too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
But that's
Bob.
another show.
Oh boy, he was.
But yeah, we'll kind of wrap up on Tattletales and yeah, talk about Bert Convey. He went on to host Password. Remember, after Alan Ludden died, he took over that, and he was on Password for a long time. Then Bert Convey died young. He was only like 59. It was sad
Do
when
you
he died.
have with
He had brain tumor. Yeah, sad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But he
Yeah.
was he was good games. He was good. Oh, and Win, Lose, or Draw. Remember he did that show?
Oh yeah. Oh
Hosted
my
that
god.
for a while. I didn't watch too many of them. My parents liked that. It was kind of like charades, but they draw the picture on the tablet, and people
That is.
guess
Oh
the picture they
yeah.
were drawing was. Yeah,
Oh yeah. That was a cool.
he hosted that too. So he hosted about 5 or 6 shows, I think. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was really Tattletales. Yeah. It has a lot of good memories to it because it was fun with the three couples,
Three
and
couples.
I
Yeah, a
liked it.
lot of them are on YouTube. So if you get a chance, people out watching us, check them
Def-
out. Know,
Definitely.
good
It's
TV from the 70s. Nothing
abs-
salacious. Maybe a little slightly risque, but never
no,
cringy. And
no.
funny.
It
Yeah.
was cute. It
Oh, and
was
the
cute.
audience, we forgot to mention the audience was divided into 3 sections: red, yellow, and yellow is banana, and blue, and they would all share in the prize money. Remember that?
Oh my
Whatever the
god.
couples won in money, it wasn't a lot, but they
Yeah.
would get actually, I heard they got a check when they left the audience. It may be like if the couple that won got $1,000 bonus with whatever they won, they got like $15 or something. It was pretty good
Wow.
because it was divided by what 100 people in each section. They'd get the
Yeah.
money. Yeah,
That's
that was
really nice.
unusual.
Oh my gosh.
It was
That
a
is.
cheap show. It didn't cost much for them to do that. They didn't give away big prizes.
Yeah. And it
Uh,
was like kind of
Easy
like.
show to do. We just had to write some somewhat funny questions. Uh,
Yeah. It was
uh,
really cute. And it
and it
was
was
cute.
on for about 5, 6 years, right?
Wow. Yeah, I think about Tattletales. Yeah, it
First
seems like
one. I think the first
about
one was 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
and Bert Convy. Yeah, it's just some hosts are. It's like their show, like Bert Convy with Tattletales, and was it Gene Raver for
Jim
Match
Rayburn,
Game?
right? Yep.
Uh,
Alan
and
Ludden with Password. Some Monty Hall. We'll have to do. Let's make a deal
he was
sometime. Let's
good.
make
Yeah,
Monty Hall.
it
Yeah.
just certain shows just go
And when
with.
other people like did the shows later on, it just you could tell it didn't work. It's their show.
It's their show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can do that. I think the audience gets used to a
Most of
certain
these
person.
guys were really good at doing game shows. They were talented game show hosts. I don't think anybody knows how to do it anymore.
And you know what? You have to have like a sense of humor and be like a personable, you got to be like a certain type person.
Oh yeah.
Do it too, kind of a talkative, friendly.
Peter Marshall in the Hollywood Squares. I mean, he was great.
He was really good. Ah, he was so good. Oh my gosh.
But we'll do a show on that separate. But well, I guess that'll wrap it up for that. So anybody out there never heard of the show, if you weren't
Yeah.
born then and never heard of it, check it out on
Oh,
YouTube. Tattletales. It's really
yeah,
good. Better than it's on today.
absolutely.
I don't know what game shows are on other than Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Those are nighttime shows. I don't know if there's any game shows on in the
I
daytime.
wonder if Vanna White, if she's still on.
She's going to stay on. Yeah, Pat Sajak retired. Ryan Seacrest, who seems to get every job, he's taken over in the fall.
So Pat Sajak, yeah, he retired.
He
Wow.
finally retired. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, he used to come down to Sarasota. It was kind of a tangent, but we used to see him. My friend Don Henderson and I would do sports shows. He'd come to Baltimore Orioles spring training because Pat Sajak for many years lived in Maryland.
Oh wow.
And we'd see him at the ballpark. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so interesting.
I think he moved out to California full time now. He didn't want to raise his kids out there. I think
Yeah.
they're grown now. So, but he lived in Maryland for many years and he'd commute, out there. But we saw him in Sarasota.
I agree with him about the California.
Yeah,
thing.
California not being run very well, as many states are. But that's another show too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with
Well,
you.
that'll do it for this edition. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we're going to resume some more restaurant reviews real soon. So for people that are wondering what happened to the restaurant reviews, we're going to get a bunch more for you. So don't worry. But thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
See you again next time.
Next time.